biggest hurdles. How do you feel that will help you as you project?
Yeah, I think for me playing tight end was really helpful when it came to like my athletic ability, keep my feet quick. So that was huge when I transferred to tackle. Having that foot speed and that stuff already there, and once transferred to left tackle, it kind of simulated into like pass pro and stuff like that. It was really huge. I think for me working on was getting my punch and my strike down. That kind of wasn't as emphasized at tight end as a tackle.
Was it really easy to embrace being able to play at different stands?
I think for sure because I kind of saw it coming. My body was kind of growing. I was like, I kind of knew that was where I was going. So I started doing O-line drills while still playing tight end, so the change is pretty easy for me.
Joe, what was the experience like being a captain at Notre Dame? How did you kind of learn from that, and how's that going to help you at the next level?
Yeah, being a captain was a true honor, being chosen by my teammates to do that. And for me, I've always tried to lead by example, being a hard worker, and that kind of taught me to use my voice and, find times when it was needed and times when it wasn't, and kind of, still lead by example, but when I step in and say something, I found my voice that way.
How do you view your physicality?
A lot of injuries throughout the year for every.
Yeah, for me, I think it all starts with my strike. Something that's very important. I have a pretty long upper body, so being able to use that strike and keep guys away from me is very important.
Was it Yes, it was.
Yeah, I did meet with them this week. I know quite a bit. I know a few people on their staff, so it was a great visit.
A lot of history, success with that franchise.
It'd be awesome. It'd be truly an honor to watch them growing up from Minnesota, Wisconsin. So I've seen a lot of them play, and we played for the Packers, so it'd be very cool.
Football in the family with your dad, but obviously hockey in the family as well. Why football, not hockey? And when did you know that this was the path you were going to take?
Yeah, for me, hockey. I played hockey till second grade, but I was just too big for the skates. I always knew how to skate, but basketball kind of took over, so I let hockey, go to the wayside and focus on that.
You're in charge. You get the offensive line.
Yeah, it's all been positive stuff. Always things to work on, get better. With bend and stuff like that, but it's been positive.
I'd like to say my grades were pretty good. Did pretty well in my time there. Trying to graduate in May, though. So
there's been a lot of legacy guys at Notre Dame, and it's been a lot of fun. Yeah, for me, the guy I always talk about was Tim Grunhard. That's who my dad played with, and Colin Grunhard was at Notre Dame. So he actually left the year I got there, but he helped recruit me. So we had a lot of conversations there, kind of sharing stories you've heard from our dads.
Pick it back up and skill. Once you have that skill,
what was that?
You carry on. Definitely, obviously.
Yeah, me and Michael had a great relationship. I leaned on him a lot. When I kind of got to play my freshman year because he did as a true freshman, and kind of lean on him and how he went through the change, of going to high school and expecting to play as a freshman. So we have a great relationship, and he's reached out to me through the process as well. Yes.
Great.
I have not.
We sat there face to face. He asked me several questions, just getting to know me as a player and an athlete.
Yeah, for me, I think I always talk about the first second. I think that's when footwork's most important. It gets you in that position to be able to mirror guys post the strike. So I think footwork is very important, and then getting you into that position so you can throw your hands. And then once you do throw your hands, it's all about staying in front of the guys, staying inside out. So I think it's very important. What was that? I have, yes. It was great. It was a lot of fun. Normal stuff, went through film and worked through that stuff, and I had a great time.
It was cool to see him again.
Yeah, I never actually played with him, but I do know him. He came back, and we were doing some drills and stuff, and I got to meet him, and great guy.
Joe, have you met with him?
Yeah, so, I like to watch a lot of NFL offensive linemen. Obviously, there's a lot of talent out there. Someone the past 3 years left tackle I've watched.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. There was definitely more juice than nerves, I would say. We had a blast over there. There was a great crowd. I've never seen that many, people, Irish fans in a stadium like that. I thought it would be kind of split, but, that stadium was filled with Irish fans. It was a lot of fun to play over there.
Joe, have you...
I didn't have any. No, but I wasn't 21 at the time, so I didn't get to have any. So.
You had 30 starts. More of what you're shooting, how do you feel like that experience on what you're seeing on film and
Yeah, for me, film stays the most important. I would say I definitely break down each opponent and see, what their rush patterns are, what's it power, is it more finesse, and that's kind of how I game plan around them. If I'm going to be, setting them shorter, setting them how I set them, how I throw my hands, when I throw my hands. So it's definitely, starts in the film room, and then I work those moves that I see on film with some of the guys on my team and kind of get a feel for how I want to approach it in the game.
Played a lot of football, seen a lot of things.
Yeah, no, I've got to know him. He's a great guy. I've had a lot of fun, getting to know him. This is the first time I met him here at the Combine. I think we have very, silver mental and, approaches to the game. It's been a lot of fun to get to know him.
Joe, have you...
No, I mean, I watched his tape just because he played some of the opponents we've played, so it kind of comes through naturally. So I got to see him and watch him play and how he approached some of the guys I played.
Joe, have you had a chance to meet?
Where you might go, projections, and
Yeah,
how low did
I
you
did
go?
not. Have
Yeah, I don't pay too much attention to that kind of stuff. I like to keep my head down and just keep working each and every day, and that stuff's going to take care of itself when it comes to that time.
Joe, violence, intensity, but run blocking is also it's an art form, right? You've got to have sound technique, you've got to have your hat in the right place.
I do a little bit. I think for my size, I'm very athletic in my foot speed, and being able to both have the length and use my feet very well is something that I wouldn't say underrated, but something that I take a lot of pride in my game as well.
Joe, back to the tight end thing in high school. Like, was your dad sort of supportive of that? Was he wanting you to kind of hold back and keep that athleticism?
Yeah, my dad actually did the same thing I did. He played tight end his first 2 years of college and ended up playing offensive line. So he was the one who told me to play tight end, and it was just kind of still to keep the game fun and keep my foot speed fast because we kind of naturally knew the game was going to be transformed to tackle just the way my body was going.
And then, to get thrown in there as early as you did at left tackle your freshman year, I know there were some injuries and everything. I mean, how that short period of time to prepare for that, what was that like for you?
For me, it was when I got to Notre Dame, obviously I knew I was going to play tackle, so I took a lot of pride in getting there and getting ready. And when I got that opportunity, I made a commitment to myself that if I get this opportunity, I'm not going to let it go. So, I put all the time and effort and work into it and put a lot of time in the film room. I think that was most important for me to kind of get, the speed of the game under control and allow me to really learn what I needed to do.
Joe, have you had a chance to meet?
What's your interactions like with the Titans at all? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I met with them. It was a great, a great interview, great meeting. Got to learn more about the organization. It was a great time.
Joe, have you had a chance to meet with the Patriots at all?
I have, yes.
What was that experience like for you?
It was great. Got to spend a lot of time with the offensive line coach. Got to work some, go through my film and work some stuff, and it was a good time.
I've always worked on it, especially big goals for me going into my NFL career.
Yeah, I think for me, it's just like I'm a very competitive guy, and one of the things he always, taught me at a very young age is refusal to lose and how to approach things. No matter what you got to do. If that means jumping and giving one last push or whatever it is, you got to not let that guy beat you or get to the ball. I did meet the Chargers. It was a great interview. Really got to get to meet Coach Harbaugh. It was a good time. For me, it was always like I didn't get recruited by Michigan, but getting to meet him on that level was very cool.
I know it's cliche, but it truly doesn't bother me. I think I can line
Yeah, it was awesome. He's a great. Other than obviously the little I've met and got to know him, he's a great guy, and it was a really fun interview.
I think I'll continue to
yes.
grow in my football understanding and continue to be able
It was formal.
to work at each position.
It was awesome. It was a great time. I was actually waiting outside, and he actually came up from behind me, and we got to kind of talk a little bit before and got in there, and it was a great interview.
You mentioned I have met with Seattle. It was formal. You mentioned watching I have no.
I like I said, it's obviously an honor to be put in this position, but I haven't really looked too far into that kind of stuff. I just kind of kept my head down, trying to work, and when that time comes, it'll come.
They're designed to be quick and stressful, and they.
Oh, I did, yes.
Your football knowledge. And,
It was a great interview. Got to learn more about the offense and how they ran a couple plays and worked through that stuff. So it was good to meet him.
The love I have for the game, and the
Yeah.
football IQ. And,
For me, I think my love of the game. I've been raised in a football family my whole life. Watched it. My brother do it. Obviously, my dad did it. So my love of the game is something myself and my competitive nature. I take a lot of pride, and like I said earlier, the refusal to lose mindset and just whatever it takes to get the job done, I'm going to do, and that's what I've kind of been trying to sell.
There's some discussion about you
Wednesday
on
night.
the right side. Is that something that teams have talked to you about this week? Something you've been preparing for?
Yeah, we just
It definitely has come up. I've been preparing for it as a combine. I also played tight end in high school, so I've been able to put my hand on both sides of the ball, and I've been working it. I did some tackle over this season, and then been working in the combine training time.
How do you anticipate the transition into the NFL going, and what do you feel your strengths are? What areas you can do?
Yeah, I think for me, I always start with the playbook and making sure I understand that fully and kind of get that grasp. That's how I kind of play my fastest and play my most instinctual and competitive game. So I think that's most important. And for me, it's just continue to learn the new speed and get that get everything wired into that changing the game.
Joe, what's it like to go through this with Blake?
It's a blast. We're actually roommates, so we get to come back every night or leave every morning together, and it's just been a lot of fun. Just kind of continuing what we did in college to the next level.
So do you have a preference? Yeah, obviously it's a little bit different.
I played left, so I naturally feel more natural there, but I don't have a preference. I've been working both and feel comfortable at both spots.
So obviously it's a little different. It's a little bit different of the game.
Yeah.
What is it that allows
hand placement.
Yeah, I think, like I said, it's that competitive gene in me. When I step on that field, it's a different person. It's a laser focus, and it's like I said, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to win that play, and refuse to lose. I'm gonna get to the ball. Oh, I'm competitive with everything. I think for me, outside of football, I've always been, competitive in like board games, stuff like that. I have a whole bunch of older brother and brother-in-laws, stuff in the backyard, playing cornhole, stuff like that, spike ball. We've always been competitive. It's been in the family since I was a kid. Oh, best board game. It's not even a board game, but I've been playing a lot of Uno recently. I'm a big fan of Uno. I don't know. It's a fun game. Yeah.
You play by the right rules, or you cheat?
Well, see, I watched a lot of YouTube videos when I was playing Uno, but I guess some of my rules are not real. Like the stacking +2, I guess it just came out and said that's not real. So I guess I've been cheating, but it wasn't intentional. I made sure the rules were set out before we started playing. Yeah, but I explained them, so I guess kind of own rules, but yeah.
I think week one against Clemson was a great game of mine. I just think there's certain plays that come to mind that I really think you can turn on. It seems like body of work and communication from
Yeah, for me, I'm definitely reading the defensive end. I like to throw, curveballs in there in my sets, and, change it up with a, short set, getting on guys earlier. But for me, it's a lot about reading, the pre-snap and then in-snap, how they're rushing, what's their angle.
Focused on lacrosse and football in high school. And I
Yeah.
absolutely think, lacrosse is a big part of my athletic.
No, that's one of the things that I really try to prioritize in my game. We didn't run a ton of it at Notre Dame, but I've always wanted to, and really took a lot of passion in, being able to do that and work the footwork and work the technique a lot. So I really enjoy outside zone.
Yeah, love playing lacrosse. We would make these runs in the state playoffs.
There was a double team with me and my left guard during the Cal game my sophomore year. I think we double teamed about 20 yards on the field. That was probably the best one.
I love playing lacrosse. Same kind of memory as football.
Yeah, I would say probably. Good question. I would say JT from Ohio State this year, probably the best, or last year Miles Murphy from Clemson were the two best I faced.
I haven't. It was great. Coach Pierce was in there. Just same thing. Just getting to know the football player and on and off the field.
There's a lot of talk about that, and I've never really looked at it that way. I think obviously both tackle positions are very important, and it's one of the roles of the 11. It's one of the 5 on the offensive line, and I take a lot of pride. 5 is 1 on the offensive line. Everyone's got to be doing their role, so I think there's not really like a weight scale.
Mentally, I think.
Joe, what went into your decision to leave early? Was that a no-brainer for you? What was the process?
There was a long thought process for me. I took a lot of consideration with my father and how he did it and what we talked about, and I said I feel like I had a calling from God and was put in this position, so I had to take advantage of that and listen to the calling and move on to the next step.
Who are you excited to see step up at tackle this year?
Yeah, my guy Charles Jagasai and Tosh. I've been working with Tosh since I've been there, so I'm excited to see him play. And then Charles, a younger guy, I'm excited to watch him. I got to watch him at the bowl game and watch him have a lot of success. So it was a lot of fun.
Coach,
Get the degree yet? You gotta get the degree.
I got one semester left roughly, so we'll get that done hopefully next spring. Yep. What am I? My major? Mechanical engineering. Yep.
Yeah, I have not met with the Ravens this week.
I have not.
But yeah,
Yep.
Lamar is
The NC State game.
quite the quarterback, obviously. Success in the league, especially.
I throughout this process, and my dad has a teammate who. Yep.
No, I don't think it changes your job, but
I guess when my dad, early on, I was still a young kid, so he knows me from that. But I've obviously met him a few times, and the relationship was going through there. Yeah, obviously retired now, but Joe Thomas is someone I watch, his change-up of sets, and then I think Lane Johnson, his approach to the snap count and the first second of every snap and how he does things is, something I admire and try to do with my mental side.
One more.
I was a public policy major.
Yeah. I feel like at Notre Dame we hit a lot of different offensive schemes. We hit power, we hit the inside zone, the outside zone, the pin and pull stuff. So I feel confident in a lot of the different offenses that are being seen. I think I can work to get better at whatever one it's going to be.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks.
Ooh, let's see. I'm trying to think. There was one this year. Maybe a bad camera angle on it, but against Louisville, that I might have got thrown my butt. But I'm not going to say too much. I think it might have been a leg underneath mine, but I'll let you guys look at that if you want to.
That's it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.